The regular recommended daily dose of funny is just not enough. Thankfully, we have Extra Funny with TJ and Riggins.
Man, if I told you there was a man who had been diagnosed with parrot chlamydia, and then I told you that at the beginning of Extra Funny, how would you think he got parrot chlamydia?
Oh, God.
He hooked up with a parrot that had chlamydia.
Well, that's what I thought too when I started reading the story with a smile on my face as I clicked through to it. But this 26-year-old guy arrived at a hospital in China suffering from a cough that had lasted 6 days and a persistent high fever. They thought it was just a respiratory infection, but his lungs were filled with, quote, ground glass opacities. And it shows up in people with viral pneumonia or COVID. The antibiotics were not working. Tests on a lung sample found he had psittacoccus, which is also called parrot fever, caused by chlamydia psittaci bacteria. So it's not the same as a sexually transmitted chlamydia.
Boo. Just
Not
regular.
as fun.
No.
Womp womp.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we should be grateful.
But he got it from inhaling chicken poop.
What?
Too much chicken poop on his chicken farm.
Inhaling. Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because you're out there in the middle of them, you know, smelling it all the time, wherever you are.
And gets in
Get a bacteria.
lungs get infected from the poop. Oh my gosh. That's awful.
That's crazy.
Yikes.
So I just thought I'd learn y'all something about the medical business.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well,
Thank you.
they should change the name of that though. It's misleading. Parrot
Chlamydia.
chlamydia.
Yeah.
Because people are going to get the wrong idea.
I know, that's the thing. Even though it's not the type that's sexually transmitted, this guy's life is over once he gets out of the hospital, right?
Yeah.
All his friends they're not going to care. They're going to say, you got chlamydia from a parrot. You see that guy over there? He got chlamydia off a parrot.
Poor guy.
Yeah, and then he tries to explain it away. He's like, no, I was just inhaling chicken poop. And they're like, oh, it's even worse.
Yeah.
You nasty. You did it on purpose. That's terrible.
But Reeves, you say we got a complaint while we were off on the vacation?
Yeah, this was crazy. I won't read her name, but she sent us the Bitmoji of herself with like the thumbs down, you know. And this is in our DMs. Okay, I love the show and have reached out to all of you many times here and individually, but in all caps. Please, for the love of all things God, please stop. No, stop sign emoji. Stop talking about anything medical. Y'all sound so ignorant, and I want to jump through my skin with the things you guys say. I love you guys, but no more.
But she didn't give an example? Of
Didn't give an example. I don't know what she's referring to.
Rob, what ran in the best of stuff that, the replay stuff that would have been us talking about medical things?
Let me go take a look.
Well, this was on Saturday that it came in, so it might have been last week. I don't know. We talk about Lindsay's medical, Botox and stuff like that. That's the only thing I can think of.
We talk about, I wouldn't consider that medical. I mean, maybe that's what she's referring to.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
couldn't
don't think we
of
talk
it.
about anything medical unless we know something about it.
Yeah,
on Friday, there was a segment that Lindsay labeled microplastics, maybe?
Oh, microplastics from the gum. We did talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, it's stories that it's not like we're just sitting here chatting it up about microplastics.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, what did you say to her, Riggins?
I said, you got it. Thumbs up. Won't happen again. Thanks for reaching out.
It will absolutely happen again because you're a moron.
It 100% will happen again, but it's just, fun to.
Did she say anything back after?
She goes, that was easy. I went, look at you. See, I can turn somebody's anger, and now they're like, great, I got what I wanted out of it, and we're not going to change anything, obviously.
We just talked about parrot chlamydia about a minute ago.
Yeah, we don't care. But, it takes her off the ledge, and I don't know what she's referring to, but, she listens to the show. That just was stuck in her craw for
There's
whatever
never
reason.
been a time on the show we have talked about willingly, just like, out of our heads, medical procedures that haven't been in a story that we're referring to.
Right.
But it may be in the part where we say, I think that is when somebody had,
Yeah. We
whatever.
will sort of expound.
Well, and that's just our opinions and thoughts, and get over it. I mean,
See, somebody like that, I would go, well, then how you're not in radio. Well, how do you have the ability to criticize us?
Right.
right.
Yeah,
What do you know? Yeah.
yeah. That's what my answer to all things is when somebody says, you're not a doctor, you don't know. Are you a teacher? Then you don't know. Say, well, I mean, are you the president? No, but you can still have an opinion about whether he's doing something right or wrong, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So stupid.
So it sounds like she's fine. She loves the show and like that. And, I'm the king of telling people what they want to hear. So
Now, did she say stop and then put the stop emoji, or did she just use the stop emoji as the word stop?
she used the stop sign emoji to emphasize the actual word stop that she did right.
Okay.
Does her name sound like she'd be cool or not?
Yeah. She seems cool. I'm sure she's very nice. She messages us a lot. So she's cool. Just something, whatever it was.
Like, is her name Karen, for example?
No.
Whatever.
I don't use that term Karen in the slang way.
No, you don't.
It's
I do.
racist.
Well, call me racist then, Karen. I'm kidding.
Because it's only given to white women.
Yeah.
Where are all the white women at?
So, and 9 times out of 10, somebody being called a Karen on social media is right. That I see.
Yeah.
If you're not supposed to be doing something in the neighborhood, it's got neighborhood rules. She's just the one telling you.
Oh, you're saying that the Karen is usually right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're usually factual. They just kind of, rub you the wrong way.
They go about the delivery of the message is always wrong.
Not,
Is that what it is?
Not always. It's just that people don't like to be told that they're doing something wrong because it's not supposed to be rules for people. I'm
I hate
special.
that.
I'm special. If I want to ride a motorcycle on the sidewalk, then Karen can't tell me not to do it. She's being a bitch.
Right.
It's the worst. I hate doing stuff and then somebody tells you you're doing it wrong. That's like the most annoying thing ever. I hate it.
Yeah, most people do.
Yeah, it sucks. Do you have a Karen in your neighborhood, like a nosy neighbor more?
No.
That's poking around in everybody's business?
No.
Because I feel like Lindsay does. I feel like her whole neighborhood is just loaded with women, specifically women, just poking around, being nasty, and I don't know why I think that.
You know what they do?
What?
These are the blinds.
They look through the blinds?
Oh, yeah. That's why when I had to call 911, long story, I said, please do not turn on the sirens. I will have so many texts coming in and people in the blinds. And
Well, I think that's any neighborhood. I mean,
it might
you get a few sirens going, they're going to look out.
Yeah, sure.
Like, what's that about?
Yeah, but
That's gotta be
still,
Lindsay.
I'll have like 50
Yeah.
texts.
That's probably Lindsay.
Probably.
That's their family.
Crazy, calling the ambulance, calling 911 on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know
I've
what she's
called-
doing.
This is crazy, but we've lived here, 5 years? I've called 911 twice. That's a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is.
right?
Yeah. Especially when you were just trying to get their opinion on your outfit.
This is TJ Riggins Extra Funny.
Memorial Day is pretty much the unofficial start of summer, and what makes it official is firing up the barbecue and throwing on some Omaha steaks. Those USDA certified tender steaks, they're so good. And those super juicy, flavorful burgers. You know what? Why not both? Right now, during Omaha Steaks Memorial Day sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners can get an extra $35 off with promo code TJR at checkout. What a perfect way to spend Memorial Day weekend. You got your friends and your family, and you're just hanging out around the grill listening to that sizzle of the steaks. And the convenience of having high-quality Omaha steaks on hand, it's a must for hosting. Bring home the world's best steak experience with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Memorial Day sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code TJR at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. A TJ Riggins Prime button to get to invitations, links, and all the great Prime Plus exclusive content. Add it to your phone's home screen today. Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Let's do it!
Now, back to TJ and Riggins Extra Funny.
So we've been gone a few days. And during that time, were there, would you say, Riggins, 2 big events that Lindsay had in her family?
Yeah, I saw on Instagram her child's graduation ceremony. Very dramatic. I'll be honest. It was pretty dramatic.
Mm-hmm. And while we were gone, she had her 5th birthday party.
Uh-huh.
And 3 days later, she graduated from preschool. So she's off to big school. And I didn't even think anything of it until the graduation ceremony, where she wore a cap and gown and the tears just started flowing. And I thought, if I'm this bad now, could you imagine?
Yeah.
When she leaves one day, I mean, I can't even.
Yeah, you got to get it together.
And did they do that thing at the end where they said, and we present to you the seniors of 2030, whatever it would be.
2038. And I
Yeah.
was like, I mean, I was a mess.
The videos, I'm watching the videos, and she's got these. I mean, her daughter Delilah is as cute as they come, and you know, it's her walking down the aisle and her posing with her cap and gown. But the music that Lindsay puts over these short videos is the saddest, most like it's like when your dog dies, the music you pick for your reel. I went, oh, Lindsay, it just. I was like, this is a fun day, and I could just tell she was in shambles.
I was crying putting the reel together. And I don't like talking about this with TJ because his last child just graduated college, so I feel so stupid. So I don't even want to look at his. I'm gonna cover his face right now, but I just feel some type of way. I think it's like the end. I'm gonna start crying. It's like the end of she's going to a school that's K through 12 next year, and that's it. And everyone keeps telling me once she hits kindergarten, it's over. Like blink of an eye.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, it is. What kindergarten represents is that she's not a baby anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what kindergarten represents.
Yeah.
And I went through the same thing. I mean, it killed me when my daughter, especially the first one, starts kindergarten because what kind of a cruel world they could be facing and how mean kids are. And, and you think about, like I always thought, Lainey's just too sweet. They're just going to pick on her and she's not going to defend herself and, all this kind of stuff. Boy, I guess was kind of the same way, but I think the second one hit Jody more because now she didn't have any babies left.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh Lord. I also was crying a little bit because she was the only one in class that stood up and said one day she wants to be Elsa. Everyone said doctor, vet, dentist. She yells Elsa, and I went, I don't know if she ain't too bright. Like
she's a princess. That's of course she wants to be a queen, a princess.
the teacher was like, well, that can happen at Disney World. And I was like,
Yeah, that's what she wants to be. She
Yeah.
doesn't really want to be. She knows Elsa's not real. She wants to play Elsa at Disney World. That's what she wants to.
no, she's
wants
thinking
to be-
Elsa's
No, she
real.
want. No, she just wants to be out there. Guiding them through the line into the rides and stuff,
Yeah.
or
yeah.
working at a character breakfast.
Well,
And then the guy that stood up after her said architect. And I was like, yeah, we're done here. I'm just going to exit.
a preschooler
Yeah.
knows they want to be an architect.
Swear.
Yeah.
That is
So he
remarkable.
said architect. I looked at Kyle. I was like, we got Elsa.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, neither one of my
Anyway.
kids ever said they wanted to be in radio.
No,
No.
not interested.
Mm-mm.
well, and I don't know if did they know at a young age, or you're saying they never said that in
Mm-mm.
general, even as, okay.
Right, never.
Because I don't feel like she even knows what we do here. I mean, you know,
No.
but
But yeah, and they would never tell anybody who I am, like who their dad is,
yeah.
because they didn't want people to. Well, one, they knew that there was a good chance that if they said that to somebody, they may not like me.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. But the other is that they would never want anybody to think that they're saying my dad is, whatever, on the radio, like that's a flex.
Yeah. Well,
Well, and they're very similar to your personality, right? Both of them
Yeah.
have that, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to cause a scene here.
Yeah.
I get it.
But that is the thing, though, that I think all parents go through that sadness. And I'm still not sold on the graduation from every grade situation. You do a full graduation ceremony from preschool and then from kindergarten. And then don't you do a 5th grade graduation going into middle school? And it's
a
just
lot.
Yeah. You should get 2 graduations, high school and college.
it's pretty much the standard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know they have one after kindergarten.
Yeah.
It would be a hot mess. Oh my god.
Yeah, because then
I
they're
didn't
going
know
into
that.
grades,
I don't know if you can handle 4 graduations throughout your kids' lifetimes.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to be able to handle much, Riggins. Clearly,
I
I'm
think-
falling apart
I
at
think
the
so.
seams. Falling
Man, I'm telling you, I was watching that reel. I was like, oh, this is like so sweet. And then I'm listening to this music, and it's like the saddest, like in memoriam kind of music, like they play at the Oscars for all the dead people. And I went, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
she's sad
Yeah.
about it, I think.
Well, at my say it was my daughter's preschool graduation. Maybe it was Aiden's, but I think it was hers. The trend was they make these video montages, and they put the song "Let Them Be Little" by Little Tex. I think it's Little Texas.
Oh, my.
Let them be
Give me a
little.
break.
No, it wasn't Little Texas. It was anyway. It was a country song.
Yeah.
Let them.
I know
I know
that
you
song.
sing it.
Little.
Oh, I should have thought about that.
Only for a while.
It's by Billy Dean.
Is it?
Yep, I just looked it up.
I thought it was from the maybe. Okay.
Let them
Man, I should have used that song. What a great song.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. And I think it's kind of selfish to do that, though. Their accomplishment, this kid's accomplishment is now you like sobbing over them at their, celebratory moment. I think it's a little selfish. How about that?
Yeah. Kind of like
Oh,
it's all
TJ.
about you.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base. I don't have kids, so I really don't have a say in this. But I don't know. It's just like if you see, I don't know, if I looked out, I don't know.
And
I
saw your
shouldn't even say
mom
that.
cry. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. No, I don't think they cried during either of my graduations, but maybe it's different when they're little.
Well, it means you're not stable as a person. I mean, I'll say that.
Well,
You're not
and-
mentally stable.
But part of it is, maybe even subconsciously, it is all in just one big ball that your kid is not a baby anymore. Your baby's not a baby. And then you're also feeling like not just how fast a childhood is going to go by, but then what that means for your life and where you are.
Okay.
Because I mean, because if you got babies, then you're still young and, everybody got little bitty kids and all that. So then if their next stages of life are going to fly by, then they've got their whole lives ahead of them. Yours flying by with them, you don't.
Yeah.
Right. And basically, I can't be alone with Kyle, so this is.
You'll figure
I don't know
it out.
what to do.
Does that make you feel older, Lindsay? Your daughter going to real school, or when you see some kind of a documentary or something that happened when you were in high school and the footage looks like it was shot in the 50s?
Oh.
Yeah, that hurts. Yeah.
Because we didn't think back then that the quality of TV was
No, you didn't know.
bad, and
Yeah.
sometimes I look at things that they'll show old cases that happened in the 80s, and then the cop cars they show. I'm like, that was the 80s.
Yeah, what the heck
Yeah.
is
God,
this?
that looks like 1940s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were showing episodes or clips from Cheers over the last couple of days because George Wendt died. It was Norm on Cheers. And I thought, gosh, it just looks so different than what we're used to seeing.
Yeah. Cheers stands up though today as far as a comedy,
I know you always say that.
but this after going back and watching it as a 55-year-old, Sam, the main character's the way he would hit on women and all of that stuff was it was just overdone. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I get it, and it wasn't necessarily kind of from a standpoint of you bothering this woman or whatever, but mainly from a comedic standpoint. Okay, you did let it go, move on to something else. You're beating it in the ground, and then those guys. That's why they never had any hits on TV. That James Burrows and them, because they had Cheers, Frasier, Friends. Yeah, give them Friends. A few more, but still nothing stand out.
Yeah.
They don't know it like I know it.
No, they don't. They really don't.
Maybe The Simpsons. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so you feel your own immortality the older your kids get.
Absolutely.
And my mom always said was one of the biggest blows to her with your kids growing up is that you feel like nobody needs you anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've spent so long being that person that has been needed by literally everyone.
Yeah.
In the house.
And I think of all of these things in little, I remember them so vividly that changed the relationship between the kids and the parents. Like for me, the day I was standing in the pool on vacation and Lainey was on the side of the pool and I said, come on, jump. And she goes, Daddy, you don't have to catch me. And then so I got out of the way and she jumped in on her own. Mm-hmm. We have not been close since.
It's been 20 years.
Yeah.
Did that crush you though?
It didn't crush me, but it does let you know, right? I mean, it's reality hitting you in the face in little doses. You go, okay, well, that's another sign she's not a baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now the other one was in his bad stage as a baby.
Yeah.
And so I was wanting to throw him in the pool, not catch him, but miss him in the pool.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking over here. Sorry, you jumped in.
Yeah. Whoops.
I'm not gonna handle that well, and I'm fine. I didn't want to catch you anyway. Little jerk. You know how much I've done for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I may have gotten drunk later that day, and you say, "You don't need me.
I guess I'll just leave.
Why don't you just leave? You don't need me anymore. Why don't we leave you here, little Miss Grown?"
It's Extra Funny with TJ and Riggins.
New radio is your new marketing, advertising, and influencing dream option. Go to tjriggins.com/explosion. The future of advertising is here. tjriggins.com/explosion.